Hello friends, I am Dr. Sandeep, homeopathic consultant. So in our channel, I am dealing with this homeopathic subjects like homeopathic organon, homeopathic philosophy, homeopathic materia medica, and how to practice homeopathy properly and what are the steps required for the homeopathic practice. So in this one session, I will talk about this rubrics. So in previous section, we have already talked many subjects on case taking, case evaluation. Now it is rubrics. What exactly rubrics is, what exactly the meaning of rubrics is, and how these rubrics are applied in our practice, and what is a good rubric. So this is all about today's subject, friends. So first of all, coming to this rubrics. Rubric is a score guide used for evaluation. Rubric is a score guide to evaluate performance and the processes and a project. So rubric is used in all these three things, and there are three parts in rubrics. So performance criteria, rating scale, and indicator. So these are the three parts of the rubric for you and your students. So rubric defines what is expected and what is assessed. What is good rubric? So in a good rubric is a specific criteria which are to be rated. This rubric should be unidimensional so that students know what is evaluated and the assessors know how this can be assessed. So this is two-dimensional thing. Rubric creation is two-dimensional thing, but both must understand this. It is a score guide to evaluate the performance of the case taking. So this is about this good rubric, and it has one more feature. The more specific the information, more proper the rating, more proper the evaluation, the results of the case will be more appropriate. So rubric, a good rubric has this two things. The criteria used during the formation of the rubrics are criteria used in the formation of the rubric will help the student or doctor and also the patients. So it is both way it is understood that the scaling of the grading of these symptoms and also the evaluation of the case both comes together in this rubric formation. So rubric formation is like this. And what are the basic steps for rubric formation? There are around 4 to 5 basic steps in rubric formation. So first is think through your learning objectives. So before you form a rubric, you must know all these 4 to 5 points. That is, think through your learning objectives. So in your learning, you have learned materia medica, you have learned philosophy, you have learned homeopathic principles and all. These all to be thought of, and you must form these rubrics in this framework. So this is first objective of this basic understanding, basic step of rubric formation. Second step is what kind of scale you are using to the rubric formation. So I mean to say that there are so many scales. As you know, repertory, there are so many repertories, and all masters have grade in their own way. Every symptom is graded in a general way, in a mental way, in a modality way. So many ways they have included, and they have evaluated, and they have graded, they have given scores for each rubrics. First is think through your learning objective. Second is which scale or which grading scale you are using in this rubric formation. So second. Third is decide the characteristic of the patient and choose the which guide or which scoring method you want to apply on that case taking, on that case. So this is the third criteria in basic steps for rubric formation. Test your rubrics on the patients. I mean to say that whatever the words used by the patient to be taken as it is, and we must find it in our repertory. So testing the patient symptoms in the repertory. This is called as test your rubrics with the patients. These rubrics are used for the giving feedback to the patients also. So whenever the patient comes next time, you can see to it that what are the symptoms improved, what are the improvement in the patients. There will be disappearance of his so many symptoms. So many symptoms are being disappeared. This is also helpful in rubric formations. So this is all about rubrics and rubric formations. Once if you have the rubrics formed in your case taking, by your case taking, then it will be very easy to repertorize. So rubrics, what is the definition of rubrics, how the rubrics are used, and what are the types of rubrics, what is good rubric, and what are the basic steps for rubrics we have talked today. So in the next session, I will talk about how these good rubrics can be used to repertorize and come to a proper symptom similarity of the patient. So we will talk in the next session, friends. Thank you. Take care.